March 18th, 1990. It definitely changed the course of my life. I was going to my grandmother's house with my dad, and that morning I got really sick on the way to her house. My parents and I said, hey, we're gonna go to the hospital and get this checked out because we're really not sure what's going on. I went to Elmhurst Hospital and the doctor came in. My blood sugar was 1,029. He went on to explain that the range between 80 to 120 is the target range. And he said, you know, you have type 1 diabetes. Once I started to hear what he was talking about and what I'd have to do for the rest of my life, I was angry. Angry because I didn't want to have to deal with what I was gonna be facing. And I think the greatest transition, in fact, anybody can face is just realizing that it's gonna be something that you can never turn off.
Randy and I met in college. I was aware that he had type 1 diabetes. He managed it. It didn't really faze me. I would carry extra sugars for him as well, and it was just a thing that we had. The moment when he started to trust me was when I would hold his insulin and his shots, and it would go in my purse. When I was pregnant with Ava, I asked the doctors, is there anything we need to know or do, or what are the odds? My doctors at that point had said, just keep to a healthy pregnancy and you don't have to worry about it.
When she was gonna be 5, Ava was drinking a lot of water, more than I thought was necessary. And she was always saying, I'm still hungry, or I'm hungry. The moment that I kind of noticed that something was not right and I feared the worst was when I took her ice skating one day. And every time we went ice skating around the rink, she wanted to stop and get a drink of water. And it was just not like a sip of water, it was quite a bit more. Something was wrong.
We went to the emergency room, they tested her. I think in the back of our head, we kind of hoped we were wrong. And when a couple hours later, we were sitting in the room and just entertaining Ava, was coloring and doing everything, and she thought it was the coolest thing actually being in the hospital. But we waited for the doctor to finally come back, and he confirmed what we thought.
I didn't think for a minute there. My heart kind of sank, and my eyes blinked, and my whole life in terms of battling diabetes flashed.
How you feeling? Good.
We just said, hey, you have type 1 diabetes like what Daddy has. She was like, okay. Because the emergency room we were at didn't have pediatric endo, we had to take an ambulance to where we were transferred. It was January, so it was cold in Chicago, and I remember them wrapping him up and the ambulance coming, and Ava, in just true Ava spirit, looked up to the EMT, and she said, how do you say taco in Spanish? And the guy looked at her and was like, I don't know, and she said taco, because she felt like she was being wrapped like a taco. And it just made us all laugh, and we just kind of started the new chapter of our lives.
Do you need help?
No.
The American Diabetes Association was something that, from day one, Randy, as we were in the hospital, he said, we need to go look at the camps.
As a kid, I went to the teen camp. The biggest benefit was I got to meet so many other kids my age or just like me. I tried to take the negative and turn it into a positive because I knew these folks would be going through the same thing that I was, and I had the opportunity to speak to them.
I remember day one, she loved it. The first day she came home smiling and just talking about all the friends she'd met and the things she had learned, and she'd actually given herself her first shot while she was at camp at 4 years old. Molly, her sister, as soon as she turned 4, she actually joined Ava at the day camps, and that was really special because it definitely impacts the whole family, and Molly plays a big role in the diabetes management and even just with supporting each other. And Molly was so excited to be able to go to camp with her sister. Ava was so excited to have her sister there, and even just seeing Molly learn more about what it was, I think she felt like she had more of a role in diabetes. Diabetes is definitely a big part of our family.
It's learning about the disease, learning about diabetes, but making the connections with other friends and learning how they manage their diabetes as well And there's all kinds of fun activities that they do during the day. They go swimming and they play all kinds of games and get educated by the medical staff, which is great.
I think that actually diabetes has changed our family for the positive. We have a cause that we can do, and we have a passion for things that we can do together.
And then we started to get involved with the bike rides and the Tour de Cure. In the most recent past, we've gotten to build a team of people. So we've gotten a group of riders, bike riders, and supporters to join our team, Ava's Peeps.
I always wait until she eats a donut, after my soccer game or something. I wait until we get home so she tests and then we eat it.
Even if you have diabetes doesn't mean you don't have to do what other kids do.
The social piece of living with the disease is more challenging than the actual management of the disease sometimes. It's all about your optimistic attitude and the positive way you look at it.